What's the deal? It's your boy Simba. So today we got a cool video. We got this man who's experienced traveling abroad to Japan and his experiences with the women in Japan. And it's interesting how he had the perspective before he traveled over there of seeing passport bros as people who were weak and were so desperate for any type of satisfaction in dating that they were running away from where they were, to seek out women who were easier to get because of whatever economical advantages the West may provide compared to somewhere else, but I like how he was able to see it differently because he went to Japan and the cultures are so different. Like he was as you as you as you're gonna hear him talk a little bit, he was really being himself and doing what he's used to doing. And what ended up happening was that the girls were over there, the women over there were responding to him in a way where they were forcing him to see the difference, to see that there's not too many challenges in getting along, and that is probably one of the best things that you could experience, that in this world there's beautiful, fit, feminine, awesome women who it's not a challenge to get along with them, and I believe even the doper that you are, the more it's gonna be a pleasure for them to get along with you, you know what I mean? So without further ado, and also with Homad, the guy that I recently did a reaction to, I liked his video, so I definitely had to sink that in there too. And Eddie Griffin, I think that stand up right there is for sure one of my favorite ones for sure ever. So I thought it was only necessary to really compound all cultures in there, because passport bros, I believe there's not really a color to it, at least for right now. I think everybody's just kind of traveling the world and seeing how they're received in different areas. I understand, like, when it comes to like South America, that's a real popular place, Asia, Middle East. I heard a little bit about Africa, but that is something I want to know a little bit more about, the different dope ass areas in Africa that you could be a real happy ass passport bro with these pretty faces and these pure souls and these motherly types, you know what I'm saying, and these wifey types, you know what I mean, these loyal types, you feel me, the ones you can't steal from the person that they chose and the person that chose them, So that's the most valuable girl, period. But without further ado, check out the stilo. I think y'all really gonna enjoy, this video. I think he really, taps into how his experience really shaped his view on, you know, this whole phenomenon of passport bros, and how important it is for men to travel abroad, so then you could see what it is to feel appreciated, you know, so you could feel what it is to step into your manly role. Because the girl's like, come on, like, I'm with you, like, you know, just like if your daughter was right there, you know, I mean, you automatically, like, as an automatic, like, what, you feel me? What's up, baby girl? Like, I got you feel me? So if a girl is doing that, you know, and she's not married to you yet, not doing wifey, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's just being who she is. And automatically you're like, dang, she being who she is. I'm gonna be this. You know what I mean? And it's easy to fit into that role because that's how she, you know, was groomed to exist since she was a young kid. You feel me? But yeah, enjoy this. Keep God first. Keep praying. Keep praying. Keep talking to God. You know, keep talking to Jesus, and you know, do the right thing, so God could see that you're ready for what's perfect for you. You know, don't want to just be giving you like what's perfect for you if you just go. If you just gonna not be perfect for it, you know, that would be a waste of the best opportunity of your life, you know. So keep God first, you know. Stay guided properly, and you know, thank you God, thank you Jesus, thank you archangels, thank you angels of heaven, and stay litty, stay beautiful, you feel me? But yeah, swag out, enjoy this, and until next time.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is passport bros and international dating. So this is a topic that has come up frequently in the comments of several of my videos, and it's a topic that I've been requested to discuss by many people over the last several months. If you're unfamiliar with the subject, passport bros is the collective term for a movement among Western and specifically American men who are increasingly pursuing mating and dating opportunities abroad. These are guys who are flying to places like South America and Southeast Asia and the Middle East in order to access sexual opportunities that they argue aren't available in their home country. And I'm going to respond to this phenomenon through the lens of my recent experiences spending a month in the country of Japan. Now, I'm not very knowledgeable about this phenomenon, but to be honest, there was always something about the passport bros movement that felt a little sleazy and pathetic. Without really examining it, my perspective was similar to the prevailing attitude, which was something like this movement was for guys who were too low status or unattractive to beat out their intrasexual competition here. They couldn't get laid in the States, so they basically engage in geo-arbitrage to leverage a relative advantage that wouldn't exist in their home country. My attitude was something like only guys who couldn't get what they want from women here would need to uproot their whole lives and travel halfway around the world, which kind of made these men out to be conniving beta males. That was my attitude before spending a month in Japan.
Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner.
This is a question I've seen from a lot of women lately. They want to understand why men are checking out of the dating market. The short answer is that the dating market feels like this.
That is no longer my attitude now.
And you know why he changed his mind.
Having spent a month in that country, I think I better understand where this movement might be coming from. And I definitely don't think it's just for loser men who can't get laid in America. Allow me to explain. From the perspective of my interests and preferences, the quality of the women in Japan was significantly superior to the quality of the women in the Bay Area, like not by a little, by orders of magnitude.
So every young man wants a girlfriend, and we say, hey, I want a girlfriend. And the first thing we hear is, no one owes you anything. And that's fair enough, that's true. So then we say, well, how do I get a girlfriend? And the first answer that every young man hears is, be nice. Be nice to girls and then you'll get a girlfriend. So then we do that. We go, okay, I'll buy her flowers and give her compliments and pay a lot of attention to her. No one owes you for being nice. Okay, fair enough again, but confusing. So the answer that you gave us did not work. So then we have to go ask other guys who have girlfriends, like, how did you do that? And what they always say is, just be yourself. And it's like, okay, who was I being before? I don't remember being a different guy, but okay. And usually the guy is attractive, so he doesn't know where his results come from.
Let me break down some of the various factors that go into that statement. First of all, the women in Japan are slender and physically healthy.
Look, I got to go.
I spent a month in some of the largest cities in the world, and I must have seen 10 overweight women in that entire time, half of whom were little old ladies. And these overweight women weren't morbidly obese. They were like plump, maybe 20 or 30 pounds overweight max. Most Western women literally couldn't buy clothes in Japan.
They're like, no, baby, no, I got to go. I got people to save and water to walk on. See you.
The vast majority of Japanese women are slender and physically fit, which is appealing because it's not only attractive, but it indicates a compatible value as well. Like, I want people who care about their health. Second, these women are feminine.
So then we be ourselves for a while, and no one owes you for that either. So women are not giving us the correct answer, and guys who can get women are not giving us the correct answer. So we have to just start listening to, like, society, just movies and TV and parents and teachers. And they will tell you everything and the opposite of everything. They will tell you that it's all about looks and women don't care about looks, and that women want you to have money and women don't care about money, and it's all about being nice.
They wear dresses and heels and makeup. They tend to dress more conservatively than Western women. No tight clothes, no showing a lot of skin. The feminine ideal there seems to be like softly elegant, flowing and modest and dignified. And these aren't 1950s housewives.
And some guys just give up there and they just go back to, like, I want a girlfriend and the world should give me a girlfriend, and they get no one owes you. But some guys try something and we just have to guess at what that is. And most of the time, whatever you guess and whatever you try, no one owes you for that either.
These are women who, for the most part, are working professionals. They have modern ideas. They are educated and accomplished, but they haven't thrown out more traditional conceptualizations of female beauty.
Now roll over and see what you got.
This is not something you can easily find in the West anymore, and you can't find it at all in the Bay Area, at all.
You try, no one owes you for that either. But in my case, what I guessed was, I'm going to work out and get muscles. And if you do that, it turns out that everyone owes you whatever you want, I guess. So I got in shape, and I guess I looked pretty good, and women started treating me really well, and I thought, okay, well, now I can get a girlfriend. Wrong again. Being attractive only gets you short-term sexual relationships. Women are looking for a whole series of other qualities for enduring relationships with men.
And I find feminine women very attractive. It resonates with me and inspires me to be even more masculine.
And I've come to the conclusion in my thesis that they out they motherfucking mind.
Now, before I go any further, if you're liking what you're hearing, please consider sending this episode to someone who might benefit from its message, because it's word of mouth referrals like this that really help to make the channel grow. You can also hit the thanks button and tip me in proportion to the value you feel you derive from this episode. It's your donations that make all this possible. I don't do the product placements and the corporate sponsorships of other channels of this size. And trust me, I get like 50 different offers a day. This helps me stay independent, and it helps me to do what I need to do to keep the channel going. So thank you very much for your support. All right. Third, the women in Japan are extremely respectful.
After I got in shape, I really thought that I was going to be able to use that to get a long-term partner, but it turns out that they just want to have sex with you. All of them. So it wasn't being nice, it wasn't being myself, it wasn't any of this nonsense. I took a guess at this and it got me sex, but then everyone ran away. So now I'm back to here again. And I heard that women like guys who could express themselves emotionally, so I figured out how to do that. And then I started having conversations with women that were like, wow, you're so attractive, and you're so emotionally intelligent and evolved. Someone will appreciate you one day, just not me.
Every woman I interacted with there was extremely warm and friendly. They were receptive to conversation, and they seemed to enjoy, or at least very effectively pretended to enjoy, speaking with me. Even more, they were solicitous about my feelings and seemed concerned that I should enjoy the interaction as well.
Just get on out and don't look back. Say it again. Don't look back.
I didn't experience a single indifferent or disrespectful word, tone, or glance from a woman in a month.
It turns out that no one owes you one of those either. So I don't know, I went to college, I applied for jobs, I got in shape, I'm emotionally intelligent, I'm being nice, I'm being myself, and sometimes I would find someone who liked me, who was willing to accept what I had. And these are all true stories. A bunch of them said they were cheating on their boyfriends or their husbands. A bunch of them waited 3 months and said they wanted to be polyamorous. One girl told me straight up that she liked this and this about me, but she needed me to make double what she was making, and she was making 90 grand a year. And then people said, hey, maybe it's your fault for choosing these women. And it's not like I ordered them off a menu. I don't think they should be like that. They just turned out that way.
This made approaching and talking to women in Japan a much less fraught experience than it is in the US. The women I spoke to seemed to take pleasure in the attention and in the dialogue. Nothing about the interaction indicated that they were annoyed or offended that I was interested in talking to them.
So I worked on this. I did pretty good with both of them. I tried my hardest here. It's not working. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't get a job. And this is all I'm getting. Except for this, of course. So the only thing I'm missing is this, and that didn't change until like this week. And the few times I have been in a relationship, they ran around looking like this. And then they said, it's your fault I cheated on you. You're being controlling.
This is the dumbest bitch ever. She make LaToya look like a genius.
Fourth, while a kind of chivalry exists in Japan, it's an inverted version of what we have here. In Japan, men come first. Women come second.
So when men say that the juice isn't worth the squeeze, what we mean is this is what we're putting into this, and this is what we're getting back, and this, and this.
It's difficult to appreciate how deeply the romantic ideology permeates our manners until you go to a completely different culture. For instance, one day I was walking towards the main entrance of a building at pretty much the same time as a woman. My natural instinct was to get there first and hold the door open for her. However, when I did so, she refused to walk through it, making a show of great embarrassment. And I later realized that in that culture, it would have been embarrassing for her if I had allowed myself to disrespect myself in that way for her sake.
Look, I'm going to give you one more chance. Stop what you're doing, because you're about to ruin the style and the image that I'm used to.
Another example. Many years ago, I spent some weeks in Japan studying Buto dance in an immersive program. The first night of the program, at the General Assembly, we heard a long speech on how the organizers miscalculated the number of futons they needed for the students. Apparently, there would not be enough beds for everyone, so the women would have to sleep on the bare floor without cushions or sheets until the problem was rectified. Now, there were a couple other Westerners in the audience, and I remember we were just looking at each other in disbelief. To say we were shocked would not be an understatement. The idea that the women were going to sleep on the ground while the men were going to sleep in the beds.
There's something wrong with you, boy. You got a problem. You got a problem. Yeah, I got a problem.
Felt completely unnatural to us. However, our way of doing things is just as unnatural to Japanese sensibilities. That's starting to change more and more as Western ideologies continue to infiltrate Japanese society. But the important thing here is to understand that a lot of what many people believe to be the natural dynamic between men and women is really very culturally bounded and culturally specific. And to be honest, it felt good to be honored for being a man. Like, it's not a bad thing to be a man in Japan. In fact, it seems to come with some privileges that are more commensurate to the responsibilities that men generally take on.
And then we try to just leave and go, okay, I'm going to go live in the woods by myself. And people go, what's wrong with you? Why don't you man up and try harder? And it's like,
Hey, God! Hey, help a nigga out! Got all the people here, send them names!
and it's like the only thing I didn't absolutely crush was money. I crushed this, a bunch of other things. It's really just this for me. And I think that's over. TikTok and YouTube are really picking up. But I mean, I hope that puts it in context for you.
So let's recap. On the whole, Japanese women are slender and physically fit, feminine and demure, friendly and courteous, and respectful and appreciative. Not all Japanese women, I'm sure, but the vast majority of them, as far as I could tell. When I spoke with them, the feeling I got was that they felt lucky to be interacting with me, which is a total reversal of the attitude you generally encounter in the West. I've gone on a lot of dates in my day, and the prevailing vibes were either A, that I should feel lucky that the woman was allowing me to buy her a drink, or B, that the woman needed to make sure I could give her what she wanted by conducting the date like a job interview. There's a lot of entitlement and narcissism here. It's all about her. On the other hand, my sense is that in Japan, women feel grateful for the opportunity to be there, grateful for the opportunity to be considered as a potential partner. It was extremely refreshing, to say the least. Now, I'm not a fragile guy. I'm not a loser who can't get laid. I'm not poor or low status or unattractive. I'm not a guy without options. I don't need to travel halfway around the world to have satisfying relationships with women. But I now understand why it's in men's best interest to seek out the most advantageous marketplaces. It's like, regardless of whether you're a novice or a master fisherman, if you want to catch a certain kind of fish, it makes sense to go where there are more of those fishes. High-value men who have lots of sexual opportunity in the West will still travel to other places where they can get more of what they want more easily. That's not pathetic. That's rational and efficient. Even millionaires don't like paying more than they need to, even though they could afford to do so. And Western women are extremely expensive.
Because his wife was on his case. You ain't nothing but old soft-ass nigga. Gonna let all them slaves go, nigga? Who gonna crush my grapes, make my wine? Man, that wasn't nothing but one nigga with a stick. Y'all had sticks. You needed to be wearing that little skirt you got on. You know what I'm saying? Pharaoh gotta play like he's still the man. You know, baby, I'm setting him up. Setting him up, you know, get them all out of the same place, and then I got them. You got any calamine lotion?
Men here generally have to pay more for less relative to other marketplaces. So I'm much more sympathetic to this movement after spending a month abroad. What do you think?
He's got to go! And so do I. Peace out.
Does this fit with your own experience? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've gotten this far, you might as well like this episode and subscribe to this channel. You may also consider becoming a channel member with perks like the priority review of comments or booking a paid consultation. As always, thank you for listening.